Did you know that Benjamin Franklin, one of the most prominent figures in American history, was not only a politician, scientist, and writer, but also a successful entrepreneur? One of the most amazing facts of Franklin's life was his invention, which became one of the most profitable in the history of the United States. Benjamin Franklin developed an innovative stove that not only became popular in its day, but also had a significant impact on public welfare. Imagine that you too can become incredibly successful in business and achieve unbelievable wealth. And to do that, you would only need to follow the advice of one of the most influential people on the planet, who was able to write his name in history in such a way that his teachings and practices are alive and thriving to this day. I'm going to talk about them right now. Benjamin Franklin is without a doubt one of the most famous people in history. A successful businessman, U.S. statesman, patriot, inventor, and thinker, his achievements are just legendary. In 1728, Franklin became a famous publisher and printer, founding his first printing house in Philadelphia. He published newspapers, magazines, as well as pamphlets, brochures, and more. His most famous publication, however, was Poor Richard's Almanac, which he wrote under the pseudonym Richard Saunders. Poor Richard's Almanac was reprinted many times and became extremely popular in the New England colonies. It contained proverbs, advice, jokes, astrological predictions, and other assorted materials that were sought after by a wide audience. Because of its wit and helpful advice, Poor Richard's Almanac became a commercial success. Franklin also introduced new methods in printing, such as the use of more economical fonts and paper, which made his publications more affordable and profitable. He also instituted his own system of duplicating his publications through a network of postal deliveries, which helped to make them more widely available. Benjamin Franklin continued to be a successful printer and used his entrepreneurial skills throughout his career, which helped him achieve financial independence and become one of the richest men of his time. Most importantly, America's founding father enjoyed sharing his experience and knowledge with others, and I am going to reveal to you his main tips next. Moderation. Avoid extremes, forbear resenting injuries as much as you think they deserve. Moderation is still the best path to a productive life. Strive for a sense of balance. Alternate work with play, activity with rest, and leniency with rigor. Set reasonable expectations for what you can realistically accomplish in a day. Don't overload your calendar or work hours. Breaks, healthy meals, and relax time actually increase your energy and productivity. Everything should be in moderation. That way you can reset your brain and give it even more energy for new tasks. Order. Let all your things have their place. Let each part of your business have its time. Order is vital to supporting productivity. Things must have their place and events must have their time for life to find stability. We are better able to focus and create when our minds are not distracted by extraneous things. Organize your environment to create space for reflection and achievement. Stick to one schedule each day. Create checklists to keep track of repetitive tasks. Start your day with planning. Write out all the tasks that need to be done that day. Start with the most difficult ones. Specify how much time you want to spend on a particular task. Over time, you will notice how clearly you can plan your day and accomplish any, even the most difficult and unwanted task. Determination. Resolve to accomplish what you ought. Accomplish without fail what you resolve. It is very important to decide what you want, make a plan of action, and execute that plan consistently. Determination is much more than setting a goal. It is also a clear idea of the steps necessary to achieve that goal, and the courage to persevere despite the difficulties. Firm determination is what separates dreamers from doers. Hard work. Lose no time, be always employed in something useful. Cut off all unnecessary actions. Franklin's modern interpretation of diligence includes the efficient use of time and abilities. Save your time. Find simple methods to accomplish your tasks. Be ruthless with the focus of your attention. Don't allow yourself to be distracted from your goal. Today, we have more distractions than Franklin could have imagined, but the idea remains the same. Do the important work first and don't allow yourself to procrastinate. As I said earlier, planning your day can also help with this. Moreover, make sure that there are no other distractions around you. Busy doing something important? Turn off notifications on your phone. Close your email. Ask people not to enter your office. Concentrate and get everything done in one go. Thrift. Make no expense but to do good to others or yourself, i.e., waste nothing. It would seem that thrift has little effect on work efficiency, but in the long run it does. Spend wisely, invest carefully, buy only the things you need, use what you already have. In fact, managing your finances wisely will allow you to accumulate the resources you need to reach your goals faster. Silence. Speak not but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversation. Speak when it is helpful or necessary. If you speak only when you can really contribute something of value to the conversation, others will respect you and your words more. Often, the really important ideas get lost in the midst of aimless conversation. That doesn't mean you have to be a recluse. It means that before you speak, make sure you really have something to say. The richest people on the planet have repeatedly noted the cornerstone importance of communication: think before you speak. Sincerity. Use no hurtful deceit. Think innocently and justly, and if you speak, speak accordingly. Be kind, considerate, thoughtful, and honest. Don't try to hurt, criticize, or accuse. Give others the presumption of innocence. Sincere behavior will ensure your respect and improve your relationships with others, which in turn will help you not only be more effective, but succeed in the long run. Also, it will definitely help you sleep well at night. When a person does the right, honest, and sincere thing, they don't need to make up facts and later get lost in their lies. Justice. Wrong none by doing injuries or omitting the benefits that are your duty. Justice in Franklin's concept also means responsibility and honesty. Keep your word, do your part. Be reliable and responsible. No one wants to be on a team with someone who can't do their part. Moreover, if you want to move forward, you must learn to follow through on your commitments. Serenity. Be not disturbed at trifles or at accidents common or unavoidable. Strive for a calm rhythm of life. Don't treat everything as if it were urgent because nothing is urgent. Don't take things personally. Be flexible and let go of what you can control. Look for solutions, not blame. Focus on what you can do and then act calmly and decisively. It may be hard to believe, but Benjamin Franklin, according to his friends, had a magical power to attract wealth. This is the legend that has come down through the ages and helped Franklin get on the largest U.S. banknote. In fact, Benjamin, an inventor by nature, began at a young age to create formulas for achieving wealth. The first of these, the legendary Franklin Plan. In 1720, Ben was working as an assistant foreman in a printing shop. He was only 14 years old, and such work brought him neither money nor much pleasure. Then he came up with his legendary plan, which helped him become the foreman of the print shop by the time he was 16. Franklin himself wrote about it in his autobiography. His plan was very simple: to achieve moral perfection in 13 weeks. Each week was devoted to a particular virtue: temperance, orderliness, patience, and so on, as we talked about earlier. And any lapses in virtue were recorded on a calendar. Franklin was certain that if he could remain true to his chosen virtue for a week, it would become a habit, and he could move on to the next virtue, each time allowing fewer and fewer deviations from the ideal. Transgressions would be marked with black dots on a calendar until the transformation was complete, after which Franklin thought he would need only periodic inspection and repair of the ingrained morality. Strong is he who has succeeded in conquering his bad habits, Benjamin wrote in his autobiography. Try using Franklin's plan to your wallet's advantage. Pick a few habits you want to adopt. For example, go to bed before 11 p.m., follow a daily routine, start your morning with exercise, take a walk before bed, and so on. If you want to get rid of bad habits that cost you money, use the same principle. Another useful habit is to study the latest methods of making money and those that bring passive income. Modern world needs modern solutions. Such a solution can be the Go Mining platform, which offers a new way of Bitcoin mining with the help of NFT, a unique digital object that confirms the possession of the asset. You've probably already heard about the rise of the first cryptocurrency, so taking advantage of Go Mining will come in handy now more than ever. Bitcoin is mined through computational processes that, due to their high cost and organizational complexity, are only available to professionals. Now, thanks to Go Mining, anyone can enter this industry. It is enough to buy an NFT miner costing from $26 to get 6 cents in Bitcoin daily. Want to earn more? Increase the power or energy efficiency of your miner. At maximum levels, you can earn up to $300 in Bitcoins per day. The registration process at Go Mining is quick and easy. Everyone will find a convenient way. On the positive side, Go Mining has 9 data centers around the world. You can see their work in real time on the website. The lowest entry threshold for Bitcoin mining on the markets. Not only fast entry, but also fast exit. You can always sell your miners on the Go Mining secondary market. If you don't understand anything, Go Mining has detailed tutorials. You can also get familiar with how NFT works in a free trial mode. You will have a trial miner for 1 week. If you decide to continue, the mined BTC will remain in your wallet. You can read more about Bitcoin mining on the Go Mining platform at the links in the description. Every day is worth its weight in gold. To a successful man, routine is a sign of ambition, wrote Franklin. If that's true, then it's safe to say that Ben had a rare ambition, because it's hard to imagine a more punctual man. Punctuality was his idea of a fix, and throughout his life, he lived by a strict schedule, planning his every day. He's constantly checking his watch, Benjamin's friends remarked. Eating, drinking, working, shopping. The arrival of the mail. Everything is timed to the minute and accompanied by unchanging rituals. Benjamin believed that this kind of barracks rigor was essential to his success. It was as if he was accustoming money to the schedule of the day. The dreamer knows that the best way to curb passions is to curb time. Determine what you want or must do during the day and do it always at the same moment each day. And then the passions will do you no harm, wrote Franklin. To create a proper daily routine, write down all the tasks and activities on a list and then choose a different time for each one. Plan time not only for work, but also for lunch breaks, exercise, and slow walks. When you make a plan for the day, allow the same time for repetitive tasks. Set alarms or reminders on your phone so you don't forget. Once you get used to this routine, you will need much less willpower to do what you set out to do. For Benjamin Franklin, routines were a really big thing that helped him increase his income by 99%. Perhaps by following his example, you too can reach new heights of personal income. But it is important to remember that even such a seemingly simple process as creating a daily schedule cannot be done without special rules. One more morning. Contemporaries thought Franklin was superhuman because his schedule was always filled with meetings and cases, but Benjamin always had time for everything. His secret was the magic of the morning, for he had 2 of them. Franklin loved the feeling of working in the morning so much that he developed a strategy to squeeze 2 mornings into one day. My usual day begins by waking at 4 or 5:30, he wrote. I write, sometimes drink coffee, sometimes not. I write for about an hour and a half and then I fall asleep. Then I go back to bed and wake up about 9:30. The second morning arrives. Ben chats with his wife, has another cup of coffee, eats a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then goes back to work. But now to the day job. Typing notes for documentaries, transcribing interviews, or editing what he had time to sketch in the morning. Fans of morning work can devote the first few hours of the day to business, then briefly return to bed to wake up with loved ones and spend a quiet second morning with the family. Such a daily routine will allow you to have more time and make time for yourself. Priorities of the day. Although Franklin allowed himself 2 mornings, he tended to do his most important work before lunch. Ben studied his body for a long time and calculated that his brain was not as efficient in the second half of the day. Today, many scientists have repeatedly proven such a theory of Franklin with the help of the arc theory. According to this theory, a person's daily cycle resembles an arc that decreases in the first half of the day and increases in the second half. Such a graph shows overactivity in the morning and afternoon and its decrease in the afternoon. The increase in activity continues into the evening and night. Therefore, it is important for successful people to think not only about when it is most profitable to work, but also about how to go to bed on time. Remember that most people's productivity levels drop after lunch. Fatigue has already set in and the process of digestion drains energy from the brain. But this is no reason to sit around and wait for the workday to end. It's just that this time should be spent on more mechanical tasks. For this period, Franklin most often scheduled work with a mail and meetings that are not of strategic importance. Change yourself, attract money. Benjamin Franklin certainly did not know how to magically attract money into his life. His power lay elsewhere in changing himself first. We would all like to sow a field today and reap the reward the next day, but the world works differently. If you want to speed up the money processes in your life and attract wealth, change yourself first. Start with your daily routine, clear goals, proper problem solving, and productive work. The local effect of such changes will be easier to see, and the global result will not keep you waiting. You will succeed, you can become better, and then the money is guaranteed to grow. More than 250 years ago, Benjamin Franklin combined several proverbs about wealth and success from his annual Poor Richard's Almanac, which he wrote for 25 years under the pseudonym Richard Saunders. The resulting essay was published as a preface to the 1758 Almanac and was later called The Way to Wealth. It has been reprinted in more than 100 languages. Now, people deal with poverty by not allowing it to multiply, described Franklin's writing. What does the path to wealth consist of according to the trickster Benjamin Franklin? And can his thoughts really help you forget about the lack of money forever? You can find out right now. If a man does not know how to keep what he has earned, he may work all his life without rest and die without keeping even a 4-pence coin. The rich table leaves a meager bequest. If you want to be rich, think about saving as much as you think about earning. While rich people focus on earning, they usually have at least 3 sources of income. Wealth is also defined by saving and investing. As Ramit Sethi writes in his bestseller, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, on average, millionaires invest 20% of their family's income each year. Their wealth is not measured by the amount they earn each year, but by their savings and investments over a certain period. So, if you want to get rich, you have to pay yourself first and start doing it as early as possible. Because when you invest, the money starts working for you. Taxes are indeed very high, but we have many other taxes that are much heavier for some of us. We pay twice as much tax for our idleness, 3 times as much for our pride, and 4 times as much for our stupidity. Franklin derived this wisdom about wealth from a story that happened to him as a child. When he was 7, he liked a whistle that made a delightful sound, and Benjamin did not hesitate to spend all his savings on it. He did not even try to lower the price, but simply paid the amount named by the neighbor boy. This purchase gave Franklin great pleasure. He never parted with his whistle and whistled it non-stop. However, his loved ones did not find this purchase as charming. They explained to the boy that for that amount of money, he could buy himself 4 such whistles. Financial management has much more to do with psychology and your mindset than you might think. The rich think differently than the middle class. For example, they don't fear uncertainty. They are focused on making money, have no regrets about the past, and see money as their friend. As millionaire Steve Seibold, who made his fortune on his own, writes, the path to wealth begins with changing the way we think about making money. Let's be clear once and for all, anyone can become rich. If you want to stand out from the crowd, start with your mentality. Stop being lazy. Become less proud and more intelligent. Get rid of the things that are worth more than the money that goes to the IRS. Laziness makes everything hard and diligence makes it easy. Those who get up late run through the day and barely finish their work by night, while laziness weaves so slowly that poverty soon catches up with it. Whoever goes to bed early and gets up early is always healthy, rich, and smart. Success did not come to Franklin overnight either. It took him a decade to go from vagabond and apprentice in many London print shops, where he did the dirty work for the bosses, to opening his own store and turning it into a profitable business. At this time, he led a Spartan lifestyle and was much more hardworking than any of his competitors. Benjamin even viewed his work as entrepreneurial. The longer he worked, the more he could learn. Such diligence guaranteed career advancement and thus increased his pay. Rich and successful people spend more time at work, and they like it. After studying the lives of 177 millionaires for 5 years, Thomas Corley found that 86% of the rich work an average of 50 hours a week or even more, and only 6% of those surveyed feel unhappy about the amount of work. Most rich people use the extra time before sunrise. About 50% of the millionaires in Corley's study who made their money by their own labor woke up 3 hours before work began. You might think that a little tea or punch now and then, more expensive food, nicer dresses, and a little entertainment don't make much difference to your wallet. But remember, small savings create big capital. Beware of small expenses. A small leak can sink a big ship. Small, seemingly insignificant purchases have a way of adding up. Modern society is designed to help us get rid of the future. There's no getting away from it. Money is easy to spend, and it's especially easy to waste it on little things. The problem is that this little spending adds up, and before you know it, you owe yourself millions, writes financial consultant David Bach in his book, Smart Couples Get Rich. He recommends writing down all expenses for at least a week to determine where you can cut back. Then divert the money you save on those unnecessary daily expenses into a savings or investment account, and over time it will turn into a decent amount. The reason this simple concept is so important is this: if you make yourself believe that you can find an extra $100 a day to put into a savings account, you can take advantage of a concept called the miracle of compound interest, explains Bach. Diligence is the mother of luck. If you want to be rich, you need luck, writes Franklin. The good news is that everyone can succeed on their own, and that is exactly what rich people do. For luck to come into your life, get used to persistence, especially in the face of hardship and failure. Perseverance makes you unstoppable. It is this quality that allows you to learn what doesn't work and to experiment constantly until you find what will work as it should. Perseverance is the biggest contributor to shaping your own luck. The lucky ones are those who persist, writes Benjamin. The desire to get rich does not make you rich. It is merely the power to be used to achieve wealth. The truths Benjamin Franklin described today form the perfect formula for achieving wealth. Yes, it takes effort, but if you really want to own millions, your desire is the main source of strength that will help you overcome all the obstacles on your way. Besides, it's been proven that all our accomplishments lie in overcoming. The harder the obstacle, the sweeter the joy of victory from overcoming ourselves. Laziness, flaws, worldview, and attitudes. This means that we have become better and stronger. That is, we have increased our own value. We overcome ourselves, and so over time we get the necessary core. It allows us to be more self-confident and be able to clearly manage our own self-organization. With these skills, you will accomplish more in a week than you would in a year without them. Benjamin Franklin woke up at 5 a.m. every day. After he washed his face, he prayed and later planned his day. Then breakfast was served, and by 8 a.m. he was at work. Throughout the day, Franklin had time not only to do his routine and activities, but also to rest and to reflect on what he had done and what else needed to be done. Despite the fact that the US dollars exclusively carry the presidents of the United States, Franklin was never one, but he was honored to be flaunted in the place that is responsible for wealth. Believe me, that means something. Give this video a thumbs up if Franklin's advice has motivated you to do new things. And that's it for today. This is the channel about wealth and success. Let's improve together.